that was on the prelims, but...
Allow me to introduce first of all to the yellow corner, Heston Thompson.
Here he is then, Heston Thompson, hailing out of K-Star Sheldon, 8-0. Nickname of Magic, he's going to look to bring some magic here tonight. Fighting out of the legendary franchise of K-Star, under the wings of Adrian Maguire, former UK #1. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, many fighters tonight coming out of that gym. It seems like everyone in and around Sheldon just has to be there. The amount of talent it's producing has been on show tonight, and even in this fight, we're going to see that again.
And talk about producing talent. McGowan Muay Thai, what a rampage they've been on for the last 2 years, man. 2 years ago they started. Now, you've got Liam Cunningham fighting for WBC European titles. You've got guys like Igor Smialowicz, who's 5-0, coming up in the ranks. You've got guys like Tim TNT Thomas, legend of the game.
Absolutely.
In 2 years, they've gone a long way.
It really is a 1% club being able to fight for that WBC European title. Not many fighters enter the sport and are able to do that, and tonight we get to see that from LGC. The gym as a whole, I mean, they've got so many fighters on the card, it's going to be so entertaining.
In this semi-pro welterweight contest, introducing first in the yellow corner, representing Birmingham, fighting out of K-Star Sheldon, Heston Thompson!
We can really start to hear the crowd roar as we edge closer to that main card.
His opponent stands in the red corner, fighting out of Maguire Muay Thai Gym, Igor Smialowicz!
There's 5 or 6 different gyms dotted all around Birmingham.
Ruben Dadawan is our referee in charge of the action. Let's get down to business.
When one fighter fights, it's not just one gym supporting you, it's all 5, it's all 6. And I tell you what it means for the fighters. It means when they're having sparring days, or when they're doing what they call AFCs, where the different gyms come together and they spar each other, you get a whole range of experience. You've obviously got 6 different coaches, you've got 6 different fight teams, and it really adds up. And you can see through the whole of the K-Star fight team that you've just got so many inputs of an opinion in that it helps build that fighter up and helps build that fight team.
And a big ask to come to Milton Keynes and fight someone coming out of McGowan Muay Thai, because obviously the local guys are going to get the biggest pop from the crowd, and they have done all night.
Although don't think that Heston's the B-side on this. He's brought up a lot of support as well. The Birmingham guys, there's about 100 of them here today. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
I think that's what makes fights a lot of the time, having that atmosphere, those people that you bring from wherever you know them from, the family, the emotion that comes with. You have to fight for them. You want to fight for the people here in attendance and also the people that are watching on Leapfrog behind that paid subscription wall. Thank you all for joining us. It's going to be an entertaining night. But this one here is certainly a fight between 2 of the best gyms in Muay Thai at the moment.
And a very aggressive start from both guys. As you said, both guys have a lot of support here with them, both looking to make a statement in front of their friends and family.
Now, I think this is going to be a bit of a battle of the styles. From my experience, I've visited both guys in the build-up to this fight. I've spoken to them as well. I spent a bit of time, like I said, with both of them. Igor likes to come in close. He likes to put the pressure on. He's going to want to get into the clinch. But Heston's kicks are something else. There's something about his kicks, they're just so crisp. And every time they land, they do damage. So it's going to be a bit of a range battle. It's going to be a bit of a kicks versus clinch battle, if you like.
Nice overhand right.
Already, Heston wearing a bit of damage on the left side of his face there. Big bit of redness and swelling. Nice elbow over the top there.
Heston trying to cut off the ring and walk him down, but he is interjected with kicks and punches at every opportunity.
Good first round from both. If you were in Igor's corner, Bobby, what would, if you're Dan McGowan, what would you be saying to him now after that first round?
More of the same. He's had a very, very explosive start. He needs to, I say, settle down into the fight a little bit more. We've seen a lot of the fights today. They've come out in the first round absolutely blasting each other, especially with the leg kicks, and it can have a bit of an effect on their cardio later on, especially now we're in the 5-round fights. But more of the same. He's got a bit of a height disadvantage, but he's doing a fantastic job of getting on the inside and getting into those clinch positions. Nearer the end, though, he started to get caught with a couple of elbows over the top. Weren't landing flush, but the further you get into the fight, the more those are going to start to play, and it only takes one to land perfectly to really change the direction of the fight.
Excellent. Round number 2 here. Igor attempts the sweep 3 or 4 times there. Heston staying strong. Nice switch kick from him.
Very, very back and forth action so far. Both guys having big moments.
So I'm really, really interested to see the outcome of this fight. Because moving into 2025, we are definitely keen to bring Leapfrog Fight Night to Birmingham, to the Midlands, especially with Sean Ryan, who's co-headlining later on today. Ryan Moore as well from the same gym as Heston. So I'm really interested to see how Heston's going to perform today, and if he can get a victory or if he can put on a good performance. I'd love to see him step up. This is C-Class, I'd love him to go into Pro-Am, and then eventually next year, end of next year, going into the A-Class ranks.
Absolutely, that's why I think it's so exciting what Leapfrog are doing, being able to be the content guys, and then all of a sudden they're in the world of MMA promotion, Muay Thai promotion I should say. They haven't just come in here off the back of doing a little camera shoot here and there. They're coming in with some of the best fights that the country's seen, and this card tonight has proved that so far.
Beautiful exchange from them both there.
And with this main card coming up, it's just going to be some of the best talent on show, lining up fights for future performances and future LFN shows. It's going to be really exciting to see how Leapfrog Fight Night progresses.
I tell you what's a big part of our ethos. It's about getting the rising stars, not only from the local areas, but also from around. Because us as a promotion, we're not just looking to stay in Bedfordshire, in Buckinghamshire. Like I said, we want to go to Midlands, we want to go to Manchester, we want to go to Liverpool, we're going to go to London hopefully next. And then Europe is on the horizon as well in 2026. So it's not just about getting the big ticket sellers and the local boys, it's also about getting guys like Heston and guys like Luke Keegan, who fought a couple of fights ago up in Liverpool, just to sort of bring them through the ranks, see if we can develop them, especially with the media side of things as well. If we can tell a little bit of a story of them, by the time we do get to Liverpool, by the time we do get to Birmingham, London, and all the rest of the places, they've just built up a little bit more, and they're a little bit more well-rounded as a character in Muay Thai, not just a fighter.
And it's part of like the incentive for these guys. If you've got a lot of fighters in your gym, you've got a big support, you want to get Leapfrog to be coming to your area. If you're in this fight right now, you want to win. You want to keep the fights coming to where you can sell the most tickets, you can get as many people in as possible, and you can expose your area to more big events.
Beautiful shot under there from Igor. Now, Joe, I asked Bobby a couple rounds ago what he would say if he was Dan McGowan. I'm going to flip it to you. If you was Adrian Maguire, if you were in Heston's corner, what would you be telling him right now?
I think it's important to stay strong in a long fight like this. It's important to not get disheartened. There are times in the fight where you're going to be caught with a few kicks, and then you have to maintain your composure. It's all about heart in a fight like this. With Muay Thai fights, there's so much going on. There's boxing that you have to worry about. There's kicks too, and if you get caught a couple of times, you might start thinking the fight's going to be in your opponent's favour. You have to just maintain your mindset, maintain that heart, maintain a strong feeling that you can get this job done, and then once you start building those combinations back up again, then the fight can swing back in your favour. But it's all about a pendulum in these types of fights. You just have to make sure that when it's not in your favour, you can be ready to bring that back, because it's back and forth fights all night. These 6-minute fights are decided like that. It could be one shot and the fight could be done after the first round, but a lot of the times you can see them come back into the fight if they have that heart and they have that composure to stay relaxed in those tough moments.
100%. Now, I know that you've covered a lot of combat sports over your years, boxing, MMA. I'm interested, how does Muay Thai compare to them?
It's completely different. The only thing I could say is the same, is that the way you kind of watch the fights is very similar because they're getting hit, but being in the ring, it's a different ball game. You don't have to worry about certain things. Some fights you don't have to worry about elbows. Other fights you're mainly worried about kicks. In a lot of MMA fights, if someone starts kicking your leg a couple of times in the first round, that's what you switch your attention to, but you might not have trained at all in camp. So there's so many different things that come into play here. A lot of more kicks, a lot better kickboxers in general in the world of Muay Thai, as you'd expect, but I'm impressed a lot by some of the boxers that we've seen here tonight, and yeah, specifically we've got coming up later on an amateur boxer who's going up against Tim Thomas. He's been in the boxing ring for over 60, 70 fights. He's experienced in that world, and he's come over here with that experience. So it's just about having the kicks, the punches, mixing them together with the elbows as well, as opposed to just worrying about one thing in boxing or worrying about the wrestling in MMA as well. So yeah, very different, very different. But Bobby, I would say Muay Thai is so exciting for that reason. A lot of people dislike MMA because of the fact that there's wrestling involved, whereas this is the kicks and the punches. It's better than boxing, and it doesn't have the boring part of MMA. So, you know, Muay Thai has a reason for people to love it, and Leapfrog is at the heart of that.
100%. Got to say, as a grappler, I don't agree with the boring part of MMA. But still, one thing that I think a lot of the fighters, maybe the first time sort of fighting under the Muay Thai rules, is the way it's scored is so specific in terms of what strikes count for what. We've seen a lot of guys when they get into these clinch situations trying to punch their way out, and while that can be effective, it's not going to score you very well under Muay Thai rules. Speaking of clinching, we've got some really nice clinching coming this way from Igor. And this has been a really, really good back and forth fight, and you can see the pressure and the pace of the fight is starting to wear on both guys now. Oh, big right hand there from Igor. Both guys hit the canvas again. You can see every time they hit the canvas, the getting up is just a little bit slower.
Coming up, we have Phil Gamston versus Ryan Munna in a semi-pro welterweight contest, but this one so far has been a war of kicks, a war of Muay Thai at the heart of what this sport can offer.
Fifth and final round. It's been a very close fight.
Once again, I think when I was just asked a moment ago about the difference with Muay Thai, I've never known so many close fights on one card. And I think that's the element that kicking adds to the boxing, if you like. Let's just call it a boxing fight, add the kicks. Something about it, there's so many of the fighters tonight that are 50-50 with the kicks as they are. They're as good at kicking as they are with boxing, and it's managed to just manifest into some really close fights because of the way that these styles are meshing, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
Both guys have absolutely had the crowd going nuts. They've both got a lot of fans in tonight. Igor obviously being the local guy, the crowd has been absolutely roaring every time he does something. Oh, massive throw though for Heston.
Fight defining, for sure.
And that is the kind of thing that if the judges are 50-50 can sway them one way or the other.
Absolutely, throwing all hell for leather here in the final round. You've got to get it everything. With a fight this close, you have to make sure you've left it all out there. Because if it's a close fight and you gave it absolutely everything, you can't complain, you can't be down at yourself. You could just look back and improve for next time. But if you know you had an extra 25% and the final bell's wrong, that's something you could improve in the here and now, and these guys know that, so I want to see them give it all in this last 30, however long left.
You can see these guys are both tired now. You know that when you have gone 5 rounds and that's when it starts to show, you have given everything you can to this fight, and they're both still swinging with power. Heston barely missing with a head kick there. What a fight.
Respect from both men at the end of the day. This is why we love combat sports. There's always respect after the fights, no matter what goes on in the build-up. The fact that they can shake hands afterwards is why we love this sport.
And so far there hasn't been any bad blood after the fight. Everyone shook hands, got the coaches talking to each other now. And it's what you like to see at these events, especially at any level you like to see sportsmanship. But these guys, when you know
What a fight,
they're the
ladies
local
and
guys, you love to
gentlemen.
see
Big
it.
round of applause, please.
Deserved round of applause for both fighters. Let's
One
see.
moment, please.
Just double checking with the scoring here. Usually an indication of a very close fight.
Okay, ladies and gents, after 5 rounds, we consult the judges' scorecards. After much deliberation, it was a very close fight. It is a split decision. And the winner, in the yellow corner, Heston Thompson!
Nothing to be disappointed about. Both of them put their heart out there. Semi-pro, still not at the level where they can